Good day, everybody. Today we're going to look at an interesting question. If the moon were made out of cheese, how many slices of cheese could we make from it? This is a Fermi type question or problem. And so we're just going to ballpark our answer, and we're just hope to get within the right order of magnitude of the correct answer. This was part of a pair of questions that I had on a Fermi question problem set. So a little bit of a warm-up ahead of it was, how many cubic feet is a slice of cheese? So for that, you have to just kind of picture a slice of cheese. Take a generic, say, American slice. It's roughly 4 inches by 4 inches in the area, 4 by 4, we'll say. And then what about the height? Well, for that, just picture, how many can you stack before you get an inch? And roughly, it'd be maybe 8. 8's a good number, as we'll see for what's coming up. So we'll say if a stack of 8 make 1 inch, then the dimensions is 1/8 of an inch. And then this is, that's how many cubic inches a slice of cheese is. But we want cubic feet, so, well, we have to know there's 1,728 cubic feet. Cubic inches in a cubic foot. Was at one point well known. If not, you'd just have to know what 12 cubed was. So I'll give you that, and we'll just ballpark this as 2,000 cubic inches per cubic foot. So then the number of cubic feet is that many cubic inches divided by that, or the conversion. So let's see. So our final answer is 4 by 4 by 1/8 times 1 cubic foot per 2,000 cubic inches. And conveniently you get 16 and 16, and that'll just give you 1, so it's actually 1 over 1,000, or 0.001, or better, 10 to the negative 3 cubic feet. That's what this was, I guess. So our Fermi answer is just going to be -3, the exponent. And that's definitely correct to an order of magnitude. In my scoring, if you got the right exponent for the power of 10, that was worth 5 points. If you're off by 1, so you said either -4 or -2, that would be 3 points. And if you're off by 2, so you said -5 or -1, that would be worth 1 point. Okay, so obviously just a tiny fraction of cubic feet is all that's needed to make a slice of cheese. And actually what's useful for the next part, you can also think of this as there's 10 cubed, or 1,000 slices of cheese per 1 cubic foot of cheese. Right, so 1 cubic foot of cheese, you can make roughly 1,000 slices, at least to the nearest power of 10. Definitely 100's too less, and 10,000 too much. So now, if the moon were made of cheese, how many slices of cheese could it make? So we have to know roughly the volume of the moon, and for that we need to know the radius. R is roughly 1,000 miles for the moon. And if there's certain things you need to know. You should know going in to take a Fermi test, kind of the radius of the Earth and radius of the moon, and you could convert to miles, kilometers, whatever you need. Kind of scale the solar system. If you didn't know, it was 1,000 miles, and 1,000 is actually pretty close. I looked it up, it's really close to 1,080. Just as far as the nearest power of 10, definitely 1,000 should seem the most reasonable. Although for this problem, we are going to get right on the cusp of where we round, which I usually don't like, but that's what happened on this one. Anyway, so if that's the volume, or if that's the radius, then the volume, 4/3 pi r cubed, will be about 4, pi over 3 is about 1, times 10 cubed, so 4 times 10 to the 9th cubic miles. That'll be the volume of the moon. In cubic feet, well, you've got 5,280, but we'll call it 5,000 for now, feet per mile. So I just have to cube that. So 4 times 10 to the 9th cubic miles times 5 times 10 to the 3rd cubed. So that'll give me cubic feet per cubic mile. So this will give me cubic feet. And then this will end up being 4 times 125, and then times 10 to the 9th times 10 to the 9th. I'll write it that way, why not? So this gives me 500 times 10 to the 18, or 5 times 10 to the 20. All right, so I'm right on the cusp of where we should round. This should actually be bigger, but maybe we didn't know that. This 4 would be bigger, because pi over 3 is bigger than 1. And this 5,000 should actually be a little bigger, right? It's 5,280. So if you cube like 5.3, you're closer to 150 than 125 anyway. So this is going to be more likely to round up. All right, so this is the cubic feet of the moon. And well, there's 1,000 slices per cubic foot. So that's our answer. 5 times 10 to the 20 cubic feet times 10 cube slices per cubic foot gives me 5 times 10 to the 23, or about 10 to the 24 slices, as expected. Is that what we were expecting? So a lot of slices of cheese, if we had a big ball of cheese out there. So your Fermi answer would then be 24, and that would be 5 points. But if you said 25 or 23, that would be worth 3 points. Or if you said 26 or 22, that would be worth 1 point. And I mean, it should be really easy to get at least 3 points. I mean, if you have this understanding. I mean, some of the places you rounded pretty close. Similarly up here. Ideally, you should be able to get the exact exponent, but even in bad rounding and bad approximating, bad guessing of slices and things, you should still be no more than 1 off the exponent. All right, so there's our answer. Almost 10 to the 24 slices of cheese from the moon. So I hope you enjoyed that, and have a good day.